In this video I'm going to make a rook. I'm going to start off with a bishop. Notice I have over here my piece's bishop, so I'm going to start by first of all copying this. So I'm going to go into object mode. I say Shift D. I'll move this over on the X, and I'm going to model the bishop over the rook over here. And so let's go ahead and move everything over. Now it makes sense to actually work on this set of axes, and so I'm going to move this guy over. I'm going to grab my empty, which I should call ref image. And if I take my ref image, I can move that guy over. So let's do that. I'm just going to grab him on the X. I'm going to move my rook into position here. I'm going to grab him on the Z axis and move him down. Quite a bit down, actually. Grab him on the Z axis and move him down there. And now I will grab, and I'll just say Shift S. Cursor to world origin, grab this guy, Shift S, selection to cursor, and I'm good to go. Alright, so now let's go ahead and think about this guy. The base is similar, but not quite the same. And I'll need to get rid of all this stuff. So I'm going to tab back into edit mode. I'll turn on my X-ray, and I'm going to B for box select. I'm going to get rid of all of these guys just by hitting delete and delete the vertices. Let me turn on my screencast keys so you guys don't miss anything there. And I'm going to adjust this a little bit, I guess. I will box select these guys, and I'm going to maybe grab him a little bit on the Z axis, move him up, and I'll just take these guys and move them out a little bit. So I'll say scale, and then Shift Z means I'm going to scale on everything but the Z axis. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And I don't like the way this works, so I'm going to deselect everything, box select these guys. And maybe I can just say smooth vertices, and that'll help a little bit. I can do that again. If I keep just saying smooth vertices, it'll smooth that out. That's looking pretty good. Maybe I'll scale that just a little bit again on everything but the Z axis and just bring that in. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make the rest of the rook. I'm not sure this is lined up perfectly, but I really just need to pay attention to the curves and where these little angles are. So I will come back up here, and I'm going to box select this top guy, and I should just have a single ring here. Let's see. Yep, I have a single ring. And so I'll come in, and now I'm going to, let's say, scale that in just a bit, and I'm going to extrude on the Z axis and then scale in. Again, extrude on the Z axis, scale in, and I can see the rook isn't completely, perfectly lined up, but it's good. Doing this, extrude Z, good, extrude Z. I want to get these guys, so I'm just going to say extrude and then scale, and then extrude, scale, and extrude Z. And so I'm going to stop right there. The next piece is going to be a separate piece. And so I actually want to get out of edit mode. Now I'm in object mode. I'm going to add a circle, and I want this circle, first of all, scaling it in so it's the same size, grabbing on the Z axis. This is a separate object. I'm going to join these two guys, or actually parent them later. The reason is I want to use a different modifier on the base than on, let's call it the hat. Okay, so I'm going to scale this guy in. If I tab into edit mode now, I'm just going to scale this guy. I'm going to say extrude on the Z axis, and for geometry than I need. I probably, when I first did this, I could have used less. I think I will use less. I'll just leave it there. Okay, let's try this. So I'm going to extrude and then scale in. And I'm going to extrude on the Z axis and move it down. And I'm going to extrude and scale in. So I don't even have to make those guys touch. What I want to do now is get the little, I think it's called a parapet, on the top. And to do that, I'll get out of X-ray mode. And now, since this is a separate object, I can apply different modifiers to the top than to the bottom. Okay? So the top guy, First of all, I'm going to go into face select. I will select all of the faces. Select all of them. Then I need to figure out what to deselect. I really should have worked with fewer segments around here, but let's see if I can do this. So I'm just going to hit select those three. Here, 4. Do is I want to extrude this up, so I'm just going to say extrude the axis straight up, and that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. Now, if I were to go into here, I want to go into edit mode. So let's go ahead and hide the reference image, and let's we can hide the bishop, we can hide this guy. So this guy is my rook. Pass. This guy is actually the bishop base, so I should say, or the rook base rather, rook base. These two guys are going to come together. Add some modifiers to these. Let's come in here. This guy's looking pretty good. This guy not so much. Let's go ahead and put a color on him. See that this guy doesn't look great. It's very faceted, and I want it to be a lot smoother. And so I'm going to apply a, let's see, if I come into here and I select the entire thing, select vertices, I'm going to try a bevel cut on this guy. If that doesn't work, I'll try a loop cut. But in any case, let's try a bevel cut. So I'm going to say Control B, and if I the bevels don't overlap each other, and let's see if that helped. No, I'm still getting that faceted edge. Let's try going over here, shade smooth. That's better. Okay, I think that's actually going to work out pretty well. The reason I did that with a separate piece is that I'm in object mode over here. I want to grab this guy, and I'm going to add a different modifier on him. I'm going to go to this guy and say subdivision surface, and it's there. And so this is going to be smoother, and that guy's looking okay. Let's just go ahead and say Control, just select this guy, and then Control P, and I'm going to parent this guy. So when I move this guy, grab and move around, the top moves with him, but they're separate objects, so they can have separate modifiers. There's still a little bit of regularity here, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that's okay. Moving this guy down, let's go ahead and look at him from the side and make sure he's right on top. That's going to be my rook for the chessboard. Let's go ahead and see what he looks like with the other pieces. I'm going to grab this guy over here. Hat there on that guy. I'm going to have to grab him from another piece. I've got this guy. Let's go ahead and again. That's it. So I guess that's going to be it for today. Let's just move these guys in. Let's take one more look to make sure everything's looking pretty good. And make sure if I go over here again to my render view, make sure I'm in cycles, choose GPU, see what this guy would look like in terms of my renders. And I guess that's it. So that's my rook